Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to talk about how to factor a 4-term polynomial. So there's kind of a 3-step process. We want to make sure we group the terms into pairs. So if we have 4 terms, we want 2 pairs of binomials. Then we're going to factor out the GCF, or the greatest common factor of each pair. And then lastly we'll factor out the common binomial. Okay, so this is very similar to when we factored a trinomial in standard form when a was not 1. So we used like the magic x, and we did a times c on the top, b on the bottom. We found 2 numbers that multiplied to a times c but added to b, and those were the 2 numbers we wrote on the sides of our x. All right, and so then that allowed us to replace the bx term in the middle with those other 2 monomials, so that then we could group and factor by grouping. Okay, so I'll post a description, I will post a link to that video in the description below. All right guys, quick break in the video. Almost 80% of you that are watching this right now are not subscribed to the channel. So I would love for you to subscribe if my videos have been helping you in your math content in any way. So please consider that right now. All right, back to the examples. All right, number 1 says x cubed plus 4x squared plus 2x plus 8. So if we notice this one, all 4 of these monomials, all 4 of these terms, or at least 3 of them, have the same variable, right? So this would actually be a cubic polynomial. Since we have all the same variables, right? And our highest exponent is a 3. So what we can do is leave the terms in the order that they're in, and we can group them as we see like this, okay? So now I'm gonna look at x cubed and 4x squared. What can we factor out? Well, we can factor out an x squared. So if I factor out an x squared, so now I'm gonna put parentheses here, and what do we multiply x squared by to get x cubed? Well, that's just x. And what do we multiply x squared by to get 4x squared? And that would be a 4. Okay, so now here we can put a plus sign. And now what can we factor out of 2x and 8? Well, we can factor out a 2. So now what do we multiply 2 by to get 2x? Just x. And what do we multiply 2 by to get 8? 2 times 4. Okay, so now we have our common binomial here, x plus 4, that we can now factor out. So we can write this as x plus 4. And now our other 2 terms are x squared and positive 2. So we can write this now as x squared plus 2. And we have factored our 4-term polynomial. So our final answer would be x plus 4 times x squared plus 2. All right, number 2, notice we have x squared plus 4y plus 2x plus 2xy. So we have 2 different variables here. So we need to rearrange these terms a little bit. So I noticed that I have x squared and 2x. Those 2 terms only have an x, whereas 2xy has a y, so it can be factored with 4y. So let's just swap these 2 terms. It's additions, cumulative, so we can put those in any order that we want. So let's say x squared plus 2x plus 4y plus 2xy. And now we can group into 2 pairs, right? So now we have x squared plus 2x, so we can factor out an x. So x times x would be x squared, and x times 2 would give us 2x. So now we put our plus sign here, and what can we factor out here? We can factor out a 2y. Okay, so now we factor out a 2y. What do we multiply 2y by to get 4y? We multiply by 2. And what do we multiply 2y by to get 2xy? We multiply by x. Okay, so now I know this binomial looks different, but it's addition, it's cumulative. We can just reverse the order. So we can factor out this x plus 2. And now we have x and plus 2y, so that would be our other factor. Okay, so our final answer is x plus 2 times x plus 2y, and that's how you factor a 4-term polynomial.